it is good to be back on the beach, Josh. I had a great world titles over in France a few months ago, and I've had a couple of good weeks of training leading into this. So yeah, first race of summer, as you said, and just looking to see where I'm at before the Nutri-Grain starts.
How much is the sport crying out for an event like this?
Oh yeah, it's been been in need of it for quite some time. I think it's it's quite a good idea. The way it's, hopefully it all works quite well, and bigger and better in the next couple of years. But it's really good. It gives not just the Ironman, it gives everyone, the beaches, the crafties, the swimmers, everyone can get in and have a go at something.
It almost is harder than the professional series because you've got all the up-and-comers here as well, and not only doing the Ironwoman or the Ironman, it's got every other leg involved as well. So it's the semi-final today was just as hard as the semi-final at the Aussie, so it's really good to see.
A great turn-up for this weekend. We've got Shannon here, Ali Day, Kendrick, Matt Bevilacqua, Tannen Linden, Pierce Leonard, all these guys have won a stack of Australian, Coolangatta Golds, all sorts of titles. So when you're racing those guys, you've always got to be on your game because I guess you've got your reputation at stake and you want to go out there and notch up some good results.
So great to see all the Ironman, Ironwoman stars here in the Open Ironwoman final, Joshy. And again, this lineup, all the Pro Series competitors, they're all here. They want a big hit out early on the season.
That's it, first carnival of the season. It'll be a good chance to look at who's done the work and who hasn't over the winter. We've got a high quality field here, so the winner will definitely come from the top end.
So there we go, that second page there, Brodie Moyer, the Northern Sisters back again. Tian Raymond in the Pro Series for the first time this year. Danielle McKenzie as well. And here we go, that order ski, board, swim to start us off. Girls getting ready, and that wind really wreaking havoc now. And away goes the starter's gun, and straight on board is the Northcliffe cap.
This ski leg here is going to make all the difference in this wind. If you can get out and around clean, no mistakes at all, you could come in with a two-wave lead on your rivals, and it could make all the difference. As we see, somebody's already off.
There's a Prue Davies there of Currumbin already off, and these mistakes are the youngster in a bit of trouble early, but going out to sea, looked like Tara Coleman looked good.
Oh, geez, look at that nor'easter. They're already washing down to the right-hand side, and it's just a disaster here for Prue. I think that might be her race over. She's going to have to get on and get going, that's for sure.
We can just see that the ski's the fastest craft, and you can see already how far they're getting dragged from left to right, and look, that outer bank starting to crash down as well. So Rebecca CREEDY it is. The Northcliffe cap doing really well at the start. She's had a fantastic day so far, took out the surf race. Wasn't that far off the pace in the ski as well, and I've been really impressed. Well, she's a former Australian Ironwoman champion to her credit anyway, but her craft legs have really come on leaps and bounds the last few seasons.
She's become one of the strongest ski paddlers in the field so far, and it's showing through in these sorts of conditions. She's really doing well, and she's on the inside of... Oh, whoa, she's just gone on the inside of the cans there. I don't know what's happened there with Beck.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the judges have to say about that. We'll get back to it. CREEDY keeps going in her race. We look out to see, though, Brodie Moyer on that bright red ski. You can't miss her, off to a fantastic start. And when we talk about craft legs and craft competitors, well, Brodie Moyer is one of the best in the business. Former Coolangatta Gold champion. She had a fantastic season 2 years back. Former world champion as well down there in Adelaide in 2012, but didn't have a good season last year, and she wants to make amends here.
She told us before the race she'd been battling injuries in her legs and her knees, and it's not showing through at this point. She's really put a gap in the field as we go back to, that's Beck CREEDY and Tian Raymond on her right, but it's all Brodie Moyer out in front here. It's if she can get a wave here, she'll open up a massive lead.
Yeah, Moyer, formerly from Byron Bay. She's been on the Gold Coast a long time now and really settled in.
Oh, and there's someone's gone off around the back there. Such tricky conditions. We got somebody swimming for their ski as Moyer, I think it's Moyer, then Mercer's coming down on the outside there. Great job from these girls.
Yeah, really pushing hard to get down these runners, and still on board with Rebecca CREEDY on the way back, and again trying to get down this, rating really hard, and now trying to straighten up as well. And Moyer comes down.
That looks like it's Danielle McKenzie on a wave with her there. Moyer from McKenzie, and then Beck CREEDY in third. These girls have done a great job of negotiating a tough ski leg.
Yeah, so Danielle McKenzie, formerly from Wairangi Bay there in New Zealand, and made the journey across the Tasman to Australia and to the Northcliffe Club, and that sees her in the series for the first time this year. So she's a great ski paddler.
Oh,
it's just getting off a bit early, but Moyer, does it get any better than that? It's almost a perfect opening ski leg for her.
You can't ask for anything more, and she's not showing any signs of that leg injury. She's really striding out and looking to increase her lead. Once you get out of the water and onto the run, a gap can go from 5 metres to 50 metres before you know it.
Well, she's really opening that gap up. And look at the flags, the Fox Sports flags in the background. They're absolutely flying. And talk about flying as well. Jordan Mercer flying through transition, trying to catch Danielle McKenzie. But these conditions are deteriorating by the second.
Oh, that nor'easter's really picking up. And just look at Geordie Mercer. She's made up 50 metres there in that one run leg. And she's gone into second. We've got Emma Dick, Tian Raymond, Carly Nerthen, Amy Nerthen, and Maddie Dunn's putting in the hard yards there. These girls are going to want to get going right now, heading into the board.
Yeah, Eliza Smith there as well. Oh, good calling, Joshy. You could call a dog's race with that. You've done brilliantly there, getting them through transition and straight on this board leg. And look at these conditions. It's turned into an absolute whirlpool. Now on board there, it looks like Amy Nerthen picks a board up.
And she's cut up north there. She's looked for the rip. She's going to go north. She knows the girls are going to get washed down. So going north will make sure she comes back and doesn't miss those cans.
Look at the eyes on her rivals. You can see she takes a look up and see what she has to contend with. But we saw how far the skis got washed down left to right of screen, how far the boards are going to get washed down, let alone what's the swim leg going to be. They're going to have to run up a long way to counteract that sweep.
Oh, they might end up in Maroochydore. It's going that hard. But as we look out, it's Brodie Moyer from Jordan Mercer. They're just getting cleaned up on that outside bank there. They've got to pop these through these ones. But once they're through, they'll be out the back and going. And the swell's picking up, that's for sure.
Yeah, on board there with Amy Nerthen. But I guess spectators at home looking at why the waves breaking in that area and not earlier on the beach. And it's just that little inshore gutter, a bit more deeper water. We go further out the back. The water gets shallower. It's got to break there somewhere, and it's really pounding down on that bank there. You've got to negotiate that, then get into that deep blue clear water out the cans.
Yeah, that's the shallowest part of the break there. That's where the waves are going to be crashing down, and it's the most critical part of this board leg. If you can sneak through without getting hit, you'll save yourself a whole lot of energy and a whole lot of time. This is where the race will be shook up here as the girls are trying to negotiate that bank, but Brodie Moyer, she's just doing it easily at this point.
Yeah, looks really good. She's a fantastic board paddler as well. Obviously, the craft's her strength. What concerns me is this swim leg, and it's what's really interesting about this. Obviously, ski board swim the order, and no real surprises. Moyer and Mercer, two of the best craft competitors in the business. Their swim legs, questionable. We both know swim is their worst leg.
That's it. The girls are flying out in front here, and it'll be a question of can they hang on in this swim. It's going to be a tough swim leg heading into that wind, and look for the likes of Beck CREEDY to come through from behind to really make an impact in this final swim. As we were riding with Amy Nerthen around the back there, she'll be looking to get a wave and a runner here to try and catch up on these girls, but it's Geordie Mercer just pushing over the top there. But Brodie Moyer, what a wave. This will make the world of difference for her.
Yeah, leader's wave. Mercer just missed it, and Mercer, unfortunately, Moyer took it with both hands and straight down and straight to the lead. As back on board with Amy Nerthen looking for a wave now as she starts to get in the wave zone, and Danielle McKenzie right next to her, but back on the knees. Mercer's got one out the back, and like you said, if you can get a wave, then that lead increases, and then first to the beach, when you're running and they're still on their boards on waves, the lead just gets even further in front.
This has been an incredible performance from Moyer so far. She's done all the right things, no mistakes so far. She's just going to go, I bet she goes up the beach here in the swim to make sure she doesn't miss that can, and she's just going to try and hold on here. She knows the girls will be coming for her in that final swim.
So what happens in these tricky conditions as well, Josh, obviously the field gets strung out. There's a huge gap. They're normally so close, but because of the tricky conditions, they've been spread out so far. It's probably 30 seconds plus back to Jordan Mercer in second. Amy Nerthen's not too far off the top three now. And here she goes. She's off her board in third and into transition, but it's still a long way back to the lead.
It'll be an interesting one here with three strong, noted board paddlers here are being chased down by a bunch of swimmers. We can see Beck CREEDY out the beach there. She'd be the best swimmer in the field so far, and she'll be chasing them down. She'll be going after them.
Yeah, Carly Nerthen behind her, Danielle McKenzie really tight, Maddie Dunn, Emma Dick trying to make a move, Tian Raymond as well. So getting on a move in that transition. But this swim leg's so critical. They're going to have to go north. Tara Coleman coming through, Eliza Smith.
There's some strong swimmers at the back there, and we're going to watch them all go down here to the left. We've seen there's Beck CREEDY chasing the girls down. She's already halved that gap just in the weight. It makes such a difference going into the water there. And all the girls pushing up north to make sure they don't get washed too far down.
Yeah, it's one thing to swim out as well when you're going out into a rip and into a sweep, but this is the third leg. You're swimming out, you're fatigued, your heart rate skyrocketing at 200 plus. You've got to try and keep it together and work across that gutter, because that's where it's moving the most, isn't it, in that deep water?
I don't think it gets any harder than swim last in conditions like this. They'll be fighting it the whole way. The girls have done a good job of jumping in the rip here, but they've just got to make sure they don't get washed down. It'll be tough. Once you go on the wrong side of those cans, coming back against it, that's race over for me.
Yeah, you can just see the rating of these girls' stroke. It's not that quick, and just purely because they're so fatigued. But, gee, whose rating is quick on the way in? Brodie Moyer around and in. It just goes to show the lead she's got. And gee, if she can get a wave here, it'll just be the icing on top.
That's been an incredible performance. One of the best swim legs I've seen her do in a long time as she tries to push down the top of that there. She'll be hoping to get a wave and make sure nobody comes on the jag behind her, but she's done a great job here, and it's ominous signs for the first race of the summer here. She said she was injured and she didn't put in a great off-season, but with a performance like this, she's going to be one to watch.
Well, she's been doing something in the off-season. Look at this. Oh, one of the hardest things to do in surf, try and catch a broken wave. And my goodness, she's really back in the form. I didn't think she had a swim leg like this in her, especially in these conditions. And she has just delivered in spades. And Brodie Moyer, well, she's well and truly back. This is the form that saw her take out the world title. This is the form that saw her win the Coolangatta Gold. And now back in business, Brodie Moyer is about to get her summer of surf season off to the best possible start. Daylight in second. Don't worry about that, just getting through this inshore gutter, and it's going to be all smiles when she hits the sand.
She was talking it down before the start of the day, but I think deep down she knew she was in good form, and hasn't she showed it here. She's washed down the beach a bit there as a few of the ski paddlers are going in another area, but she's put in a great performance at this point. This is one of the best races I've seen from Brodie in at least 12 months. She's back in red hot form.
So great to see. It only takes one race to turn it around, and Brodie Moyer from the North Burleigh Club, she'll be stoked with this. Well and truly back. A round of applause as she jogs up the beach. It'll be, well, one of the easier finishes, but she did the hard yards early, and it's all paying dividends now. Brodie Moyer will be a round one champion. Jordan Mercer finishes off strongly as well, so the craft favours, but Brodie Moyer takes it out. A really gutsy performance in this Open Ironwoman final here for the Summer of Surf round one at Alexandra Headland. Jordan Mercer with the second placing.
It was a great swim there from Geordie Mercer as well, and I think that's Carly Nerthen picked up. There's probably 4 girls who've got that wave there, and Carly Nerthen will be third on the podium as Emma Dick and Amy Nerthen go for broke. Geez, Emma's running quick there. I think she might get Carly.
Yeah, huge swim leg by Carly Nerthen. That was amazing. She came from the clouds to get third spot. Emma Dick there in 4, Rebecca CREEDY in 5. Great job by her. Looks like Amy Nerthen coming out, Tian Raymond.
And Ella Brown there, she's done really well. She was a bit down and put in a great swim leg there to finish inside the top 10.
Yeah, Maddie Dunn in there as well, so good job by her, but great job by all these girls. Very, very testing conditions as they cross the line. And there we go, the Open Ironwoman results now being displayed on the screen. Brodie Moyer is back in a big way from the North Burleigh Club. Maximum points with that victory. Jordan Mercer. It was an Ironwoman event that really favoured the craft competitors, and they don't get much better than Moyer and Mercer when it comes to the ski and board. And there we go, onto the second page. Tian Raymond, Eliza Smith, Tara Coleman. And obviously finishing out there, Prue Davies had a lot of work to do after the opening ski leg. So throw it down there to our champion, Brodie Moyer.
Brodie Moyer, the inaugural Summer of Surf Ironwoman winner. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you for that. Today was a bit of pot luck, but I was lucky to be on the good end of the draw, and the surf opened up for me.
We were going to say that left side at the start certainly helped, didn't it?
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. I had it for the board final, the right side, and the left side you got more of chance to get out because the wind's just blowing complete southerly.
Once you hit the front, you didn't look back, and the girls, yeah, they weren't even close in the end, were they?
I was lucky. I got a few waves, but I race best when I'm out in front. I've got no one around me, and all I do is concentrate on myself, so it was good.
And you're coming off a few injuries, and you said your preparation wasn't great, so it must give you confidence.
Yeah, definitely. I came up here to see how I'd race against the other girls, and it does give me confidence, but it doesn't really give me a gauge of where I am because of the surf conditions today. But I think my experience came into play a little bit, so lucky me.
First ever Summer of Surf Ironwoman winner. Congratulations, Brodie.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks, guys.